Hello everyone, welcome back to hot Japan. Today is a nice and cool 35 degrees here in Kyoto. And yeah, so I was thinking, I've now been here for a month. So I was thinking might as well do a little recap, tell you about what things been like, stuff I've been surprised about, stuff I've been not so surprised about, and yeah, just go through it all. So I guess I start off with just, have I liked it? Yes, of course I've liked it. I've loved being here so far. It's really been amazing, surprisingly so. And yeah, so one of the absolutely best things, in my opinion, about Japan is the fact that you just find so many like cool and beautiful places everywhere, just walking around. Like I'm just currently on just some random street, and I mean, like look at this. Like look at this type of architecture. Like it looks beautiful. Like I can't like, and this is just on like completely random streets. Like almost all like places around town look absolutely fantastic, and it's just like every time when I'm walking around, there's such a sense of discovery here. You just find stuff all the time that just impress me so much and just like heighten the sense of it just feels really nice to see such cool stuff everywhere. So yeah, but let's carry on to the next spot. So like for instance, so I just walked yeah, like 30 meters forward from where I was in the last clip, and I just found this place, like completely randomly just found this place. Look at this. It's beautiful. Like it's absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible. I don't want to disturb anyone. So I'm just going to walk through here peacefully. But like look at this, it looks amazing. Now I'm not going to head inside, but I mean, look at this. Like look at it, it looks wild. It's so cool. And I find places like this all the time, just walking around town. Oh, here's one of them. So here's one of them like cleansing things where you take the water and wash your hands or whatnot. Super cool. So yeah, like I said, that's one of my absolute favorite parts of being here, is just you find these amazing like shrines and the temples and whatnot, especially like here in Kyoto. I'm not sure if it's that way in other cities, but at least here in Kyoto it's everywhere, and I absolutely love it. So that's one of the like the best parts of being here, in my opinion, just getting to see and experience all of these beautiful places. So yeah, if I want to like summarize, like explain how I feel about Japan in just 2 words, I'd say it's way too convenient. Well, that was 3 words, but whatever. Yeah, it's like it's worryingly convenient to the point where you like completely let your guard down, because everything, like usually everything just works. Like if I'm in the middle of the night, I'm hungry, gotta grab something to eat, I can always rely on there being tons of restaurants being open. Like for instance, Sukiya, that they're always open 24/7. But yeah, like you can always rely on like konbinis being available. You can always rely on there being some place you can always go. And yeah, and just like you can pretty much at any time of day, any day of the week, all the facilities that you actually like are necessary, like that you actually need, it's pretty much always available. There's almost never a time when stuff you need is closed or whatever. It's always there, it's always available, which is awesome. Like for instance with public transport as well. Public transport is absolutely fantastic here. The trains are always on time, and they go quick and they go easy, and it's great, to be honest. I love it. I absolutely love it. But you, like I said, you do let your guard down, and sometimes whenever you have to actually do something that isn't quite as easy, or that doesn't just work, you get a bit surprised, and you're not quite ready for it. So yeah, one of the things that have been a little bit difficult, it's not been too bad, but it's been a little bit difficult, is like when you move here, you first have to, whatever. So when you first move here, you need to go to the town hall and like register your address and stuff. They don't have people that work there that speak English. Everyone just speaks Japanese. But they help you out, and you know, it gets sorted in the end. It sorts itself out. Another difficult thing was getting a Japanese phone number. So every single one of the different carriers I looked at required a Japanese phone number to be able to register to get a phone plan. Tell me how that makes sense. but it sorted itself out in the end as well. I just entered the school's number and everything was fine. So yeah, things usually work themselves out here anyways, even if some stuff is a little bit inconvenient. Usually find a way to sort it all out. So one thing that has been and continues to be an issue is the heat. Like I mentioned earlier, it's been like close to 35 degrees almost every day. Today is 35 degrees. And it's way too much. Like I'm used to, on like a hot summer day in Sweden, we might get 30 degrees on a really hot day, but usually it's like hovering around 20, maybe 25 on a warm day. But here it's been above 30 almost every single day since I arrived. So it's way hotter than where I'm from in Sweden. And then I live in like one of the warmer areas of Sweden too. So it's like, it's a big shift. It's a massive shift compared to what I'm used to. So that's, like I said, that's been an issue, and that's going to continue being an issue for a while. Since, as far as I know, August is supposed to be even hotter than July. So we've got at least a month more of this hellish heat. But I mean, in the end, you get over it. We're going to get to colder times soon. Another thing that's been absolutely amazing is, of course, the food. Now, I sadly don't have any footage of any restaurants or anything like that, but I do have some pictures, and I'll see if I find some nice footage on the internet of the different types of dishes I am talking about. So there's some foods that I've been eating a lot. I love takoyaki, which I mentioned before. I also I've really loved gyukatsu. And gyukatsu is basically, if you know what tonkatsu is, tonkatsu is like fried pork, I believe. And then gyukatsu is the same thing. I have a picture up on the screen. Gyukatsu is the same thing, but beef instead. And that tastes absolutely, it's immaculate. It really is. It tastes fantastic. I love it. I love it. Of course, also the sushi here is amazing. The ramen here is also fantastic. I've also tried something called tsukemen, which is, it's pretty much like ramen, but instead of the noodles and everything being in the broth, you get the broth to the side and you dip everything into the broth, and it's more of a thicker, saucy broth almost. And and it's so tasteful. It's incredible. I love it. I almost love that more than ramen, to be honest. So I really recommend you try that if you come to Japan. So I guess the next thing we should talk about is school. And school has been great, honestly. I really like my school. The teachers have been fantastic. Overall it's been great. It's difficult, it's hard. Everything moves at a really fast pace. So you really have to, you can't be slacking. That's just not possible. You can't do that. It's just not possible. And you really have to study on your own, because they, the teachers are great, but they're not going to leave any space for slackers, or there's not any space for people to there's no room for a lesson to be repeated. We always move on every single day. We move on to the next thing. So if you're not with everything, things are going to be difficult. For instance, I'd say most people already knew how to read hiragana and katakana before we came here. Some people didn't. I have a friend in class who I hang out with a lot. He's great, but he hasn't learned how to read hiragana. So now, and at this point, we're really coming up to the point where if you can't read, it's starting to get really difficult. So you really need to you really have to spend time studying on your own, pretty much. I'd say at least an hour every day you have to study on your own to be able to keep up with everything. But it's fun. If you want to come to Japan, I'd really say going to language school is one of the best ways to do it. It's super fun, and it's not I spend 3.5 hours in school and then maybe half an hour to an hour at home studying. So it's not like it takes the entire day. Moving from a 9-to-5 job to this is very chill. So it's still nice. I'd really recommend it. So hopefully I'll keep going. Right now it feels good, at least. I feel like I'm keeping up with everything, but we'll see how things progress. But for now I'm liking it a lot. So I am back home, and yeah. So basically, to recap everything, yes, you absolutely should come to Japan, whether it's as, like for travel, or whether you want to come here and live and like study at a language school, just like I am. Regardless of like what plans you have, you should come to Japan. Like this is such a magical, fantastic place that I think everyone should experience. Now, of course, like I mentioned, there are cons, there are negatives as well, but overall, it's the pros far outweigh the cons. So I'm super happy that I moved here, except for the heat, which, like I said, it's a bit much right now, but I'm coping. At least I'm coping. So yeah, that's about it. Like I said, so far I love the place, and yeah, I'm really excited about being here for the foreseeable future. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, do whatever you feel like, leave a comment if you want. Really helps me out. Any sort of engagement really helps me out. And yeah, next week we're going to be doing something a bit more exciting. We're going to be leaving Kyoto and going to Osaka and checking that out. So yeah, stay tuned, and I will see you guys next time. Jana.